Well, hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. We create art with recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And you're probably saying, Carmella, what on earth are you doing in the this early on a Sunday morning on the internet? So this is saying my live chat is currently unavailable. So anyway, I decided to hopefully I don't lose you here. Whoops. I decided to bring you along with me in real time as I am working on my Boro Sashiko inspired project, which is the Japanese utility apron, where I'm going to create a polar bear on it. It's not going to be as difficult as one may think. So with that, I decided since I have my internet again, that there will be more little clips that I just really want to be able to share with you now that I can. So the just a few minutes ago, I went on and I read a little prayer by Mary Stewart, and I was surprised to see a prayer, and it's a wonderful meditation piece. It's really a prayer of peace. So I read it to you on the just a few minutes ago live. So wanted to keep that as a separate video so you could focus on that and listen to it if you're interested. And I'm hoping some of the world leaders listen to it. Um, I think it would touch their heart. I really do. So anyway, this is Mary Stewart I was showing you. So, okay, this is where we are at. This over here. I feel like I could be on here a lot today, and um, I think just as I was with over on some of the other platforms, kind of jumping on there a lot. I think now that I have my system back up, as I said, I could do that here, kind of jump on live a video here and share with you. So with that said, I am sitting here, and I think too, for those of you beginning Boro, that this might be just a nice, easy way for you to get familiar with it. So I am sitting and relaxing. Okay, this is how beautiful the Boro process is. You can, if I wanted to, I could put on the weather. I could watch TV, watch a, classic haunted, a mystery movie, and half watch it and half work, or you can relax when you're working on Boro, because if you set up all the time, this is just my thought, my experience, that if you go to it in a manner where you are um you know no, I don't want to say focus, because an artist will totally be in their focus, in their creative zone, but in a way where you have to set up and you're sitting down and you got to get this and that and everything together, you're going to get tired quickly, because it is what do I want to say, a long ongoing process. So including getting your patches together, possibly if you're making a really big piece, a Boro inspired quilt, or what you're doing. So just with that said, just showing you the all of these teas I had gotten yesterday, all different colors is what I was going for, earth tones, because these were in a bin that was like, the lady says to me, fill the bag, and it's a couple bucks or whatever it was. So I knew these were probably going to sit there. There were lots and lots of them, but I took the ones that have kind of like an earth tone. So with that said, I took the first one and I cut it just like that. And I really like the color of the wording Broadway. I kind of like the little off blue. So that will be something that I'll be using. but I cut the bottom half of it and look, you see here? So it's about 40 inches, and if you stretch it, it's a little more. So this is a cotton, probably with spandex in it. And now when you sew your stitches, let's see if this is, um, oh, I can't read. You see how small that is? I can't even read that, but there's definitely a tiny bit of spandex in it. So consider maybe testing with your embroidery needle, your Sashiko needle, whatever you're using, because when there's a little stretch like that, you're going to get a little resistance. This I can tell right off the bat is not a lot. Now, the other thing you're looking at, look, see when I pulled it like that, the thing with the t-shirt effect, you see how it kind of curls. So that's totally fine for me because I do not mind that at all in my project. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just doing a little clip like this. Now, if this was layers of cotton with no spandex or anything in it, when you ripped it, you would get more of a fraying effect, which I would love. But you have that little bit of blend going on. So, what I want now, I'm going against grain here. So, see, that's kind of what I want. You see that? And I guess I got that effect by going. Let's see, I can show you. Um, it's a fraying effect. There you go. So, and I want about this size. This is about this is about 6 by 4. This is about 6 by 4. So I'm gonna start off like that. And then I'm going to cut these down. I want even smaller pieces because what I want to do, I can't tell you in great detail this moment because I have it visualized in my mind on my artistic piece of the bear. And then see, this is what I love is you see the fraying. Most of you who have watched me know that I love the frays. And I say that the fraying is a very intricate part of your building Boro. And at the same time, it's when you do your visible stitching or your sashiko stitching, the um, the the phrase they're adhered, they're sewn, they're kept in place. I love this. I say this is a boho effect. You see the fray. I want to get more of that fray. So what I want to do is actually check. I think this t-shirt, not as much stretch. I'm looking for one with no stretch. That has stretch. And I think it might be this one right here. Then you know you have that 100% cotton that has stretch. And yeah, this is a good cotton, but this one is too. So now when I cut these, um, I'm thinking, what I'm trying to think of is the zero tolerance waste. Okay, so I'm not just kind of going in and cutting it up and down and this and that. I want to give it some uniformity if I can. Now, people will say, well, Carmella, you just cut it straight across. But look, this is because I know um, because people say zero tolerance is cut it straight up there, Carmela, cut the sleeves off. But I want those right now because I may want this piece as is for some reason. Because I do the upcycling with the Boro Sashiko. And this would be a wonderful t-shirt to fray, get the phrase, okay, get the boho effect. I'm just kind of thinking like that. So with this one, this doesn't have as much uh, of the. I love the wording on this. It doesn't have as much as the spandex effect. The percentage is at least very low. So I want some of this. I want some patches, and actually, I want more patches than I've got right now. But so why am I on here sharing, sitting in real time, showing you how I'm working? It's just, I think it would just give you a really good sense of the process because I think this is a great way to show you the next steps on what I'm doing. So you see here, this, oh, you know what? Let me get my tape measure and because I just kind of want to show you, we can guess the measure. Okay. So do you also remember the base? I wanted to just grab this too. Oh, this is even much better. We should get some fraying out of that. That's my goal is to get some fraying. So, okay, so with the tape, let's just do this first. As you know, this piece that I'm using, this is the base, and I just had visualized this, even though I know it's the bulk of the design, this is Aztec, right? The look at this cotton against it. Okay, this is gorgeous. And then look at this against it. So the tone of those colors against this, okay? And then the fraying. So we'll be doing that next. But this piece may give me even more of a fray. So I'm just going to be consistent in getting my pieces. So um I'm just going to cut straight across here. Now, mind you, I'm sitting in my chair. I don't have to sit up at one of my work tables. I can relax on a Sunday morning. I'm just getting my scraps together. Okay, so I cut this from the T. Now, there's so many things you can do with t-shirts, okay? You know, there was worked with a woman long ago. She did t-shirt quilts and lovely, and we can do some of those, but it takes a lot of work for those too. But there's different ways you can do that too. So this measures about 18. So when we cut this piece, this is measuring 18. So when we cut this piece and we're going to get a length of about 36. Now, what comes to mind immediately, seriously, is if I cut this in half, then I have a lovely piece for a wall hanging. And like I said, I want to do some wall hangings and more quilts. So our Boro, Sashiko, and Kawandi inspired. So this piece, I want about this much in green. So I'm just cutting off the amount I want in green because this piece I want to start ripping it. So a lot of times you just give it a little clip, and if you're going against the grain, which we are here, we'll get we'll get a nice boho effect. You see that? Kind of just the fraying, I love that. And I'm looking for a lot of that right now. So I'm sitting and ripping these and to a size. So these are going to be about 2 by 3. And as I don't want to say draw, but as I draw with my fabric and be creative, I can make the pieces smaller. So you're almost drawing or you're painting, but if you start out with them larger, you can always cut them down. And if they're too small, it may frustrate you and you'll be maybe looking for a larger piece. So these are the colors I want. And so this is what I am doing now. For those of you who are beginning, again, board, look at that. I love that. I wish I could get more of a fraying effect, but I guess I'll figure it out as we go along. And I may try different fabrics to get that. And with denim and with your cotton fabrics, you can also sit and you can pull the layers. You see this? This is very fine, so this would be a little difficult to work with, but I'm going to go through my bin and look for some other fabrics where I can pull. See how I'm pulling? And you know what they used to do? And actually, there's YouTubers right now who are doing it today, but the ancient method of going through and reusing the thread. This is a piece of thread. Okay, I can use that. I can use that to sew. So I'm going to keep that over there. And so anyway, this is another color that I want. And if you look at this table, let me just move this back a little bit. Okay, so you see there's a couple of colors right there. You see the petunias, how beautiful they're coming along. And so I'm just going to put those over there. There. Okay, so what I'm doing is in my head, I am uh, painting, drawing, putting together my design. Now, do I typically do this when I am Boro building and I'm laying the patches out? I do not, because when you're doing the Boro building or even the Kawandi, that is you're working in the moment. You're working in the moment. Now, what I'm doing is building, I have a vision of the polar bear that I want. So I'm building the design and I'm putting together these different colors and pieces that I want to make this come alive on the utility apron. And okay, now, so that's the polar bear, but guess what? I feel like I could be doing other designs too. So as I'm going along on this, I am just thinking, um, I'm looking at these colors and I'm thinking, it, I, I'm probably going to use them all, is what I'm thinking. Because look, I've got these. Yeah. So let's just continue. And I'll just put this down for those of you who are out there. I can't see the stream at all. And it says that I can't, it's unavailable, but I am live. So for those of you who are enjoying this and it gives you some idea on the Boro process. That's why I'm on here having a cup of coffee with you. I do apologize that the stream is not working. However, if you have a question, um, send it to me through email. The email is on the site on my website on the not website. I'm sorry. I should have a web page, huh? It's on the YouTube main page. So send me any questions that I'll pick that up that you may have, and I will be happy to answer. because the reason I'm sharing this right now is because what I plan to do to, it's kind of almost, I don't want to say, but it's like a little bit of a time saver for me to show you in real time what I'm doing, because that way I can put the camera on and you can see with these clips. Let's see, this one I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it for this might even fit me, but no, I have to focus. This would fit me. But I am using this. I need this dark blue. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is just cut it. Something my mom used to do, which I loved, is she'd take a t-shirt like this, and because it was hot, right? She just cut the sleeves off, and then you get the fraying. She would even cut the hem of the scoop neck off and have the fray. I love that. And I've seen that out there, and I think it's so I'm just going to cut along the bottom because I know that I'm going to start out very little with this dark blue. Um, this is good because it's a contrasting color for me. If I do need more of it, because I might keep that t-shirt. If I need more of it, I will go for it. So I'm just kind of giving it a clip. Now this is the hem part, so I may have to just actually cut that, which is fine because if I really want it frayed, I'll figure that out. But I want these pieces. So you see me tearing the pieces because with Boro, as we create our pieces, the edges are raw. That's the way it is. So okay, now we have this. I mean, that's the way it is. I'm not thinking here this morning. That is inherent to the traditional method of Boro, is leaving the edges raw. So only if you're implementing a traditional type of way of quilting, which is totally fine because you can totally mix your methods. There's no rules that say you can't. So okay, so here I'm going to do the same here. I want to get some fabric that I want to use. And I like the light blue because when I was doing the last art installation for the art exhibit, I shared with you the icebergs. They're a light blue as they're melting. So that was something I was trying to get that effect. I really do want this one smaller. But you do see with your t-shirts, if you go against the grain, you get the fraying effect and you can get that curling, which is fine. We'll leave the curling because what I'm thinking, as I said, there's no rules with your Boro. You do your visible stitching, you can stitch and leave that. That's fine. And I think you're going to see me probably do that. So what I'm going to do is continue this. And I just wanted to get on here with you and have a cup of coffee with you this morning and just show you the little pile effect that I am getting. I definitely want this one. You see, this has the marble. It's gorgeous. It's too small for me, but it has a little spandex in it. Again, that's where you're getting that little curly effect there. So I'm going to cut this and we're going to add that to now you're probably saying, okay, so are those the colors, Carmella, that you're using for the polar bear? These are the colors that I am beginning and have visualized and have a feeling that I want in this project. So this just brings you with me in real time. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get closer to the real time of sharing with you how I create because there's so many questions come in to me. Well, how do you do this? How do you do that? And this way, I think people will see very quickly the process that I'm using and how I, prepare. So this white is super important to me. And if you're just joining us, here, this is, let me get it this way. This is the fabric, right, that we're using for the base of the apron. And look at this white against this white. Okay, is that just gorgeous? This is a very bright, bright white. And so it's going to stand out in the way I want it. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty much out of um, my black thread, which I really love. So tomorrow I need to go down around where there's my old stomping grounds. And what I'm going to do is go in and see on some of the thrift shops if I can find some of the black thread. If I can't, it's okay because I will be finding, I have the purple. I have the purple and I have some dark blue. So this is about where we're at in this phase of the project. Now, I'm going to be moving along a little bit quickly on this project today. So you're going to see me jumping on here. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. There's going to be a lot of lives. And this is the reason I just feel because I have quite an agenda in front of me. I really feel, look at this is what I'm this is what I'm striving for right here. This right here is what I want. You see it? That's what I want. I want more of that. So, so right here, that was the hem. So this is what I'm going to do. I want more of that. So here we go. Yeah, it's giving me more. This is the effect. This is probably how actually my mom had done it. So I have this beautiful strip of frayed cotton. Perfect. And it's all recycled. So with that, I'm going to continue putting this together. And in the very next video, you're going to see we'll put this down on the floor, and I will begin creating my polar bear in real time with you. We'll go through the process together and see if I can get the effect that I'm hoping to get. So with that, we'll take a little break, get things together, and I'll see you in the next one in a few minutes. And have a beautiful morning.